Hello and good evening. This is Derek Shumway here on the DollarProbs Startup Company podcast on this wonderful evening of October 29th, 2020, which, by the way, Halloween is Saturday, or is it, Saturday. So anyways, I'm joined here with some great people as always there, and we also have a new guest as well. So you'll hear from him as well.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm the second intern hired, so I guess intern number 2. Just a little career goal of mine is I previously was wanting to go down the law school route and becoming a lawyer, but recently I've done some self-discovery and I realized I actually want to get into teaching and I want to become a professor.
Well, then you need to be a substitute teacher with me then.
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
Do you want to do that and look into substitute teaching as a beginning or to see?
I might, yeah.
It's very easy to be, at least for Alpine School District. I don't know what Provo District is down here or anywhere south, but you don't even have like an interview. It's like you fill out a 10-minute application and you get hired, and then you do it.
That sounds very sus. Like the fact that they just allow people to...
Well, you have to prove that you're 18, that you graduated high school, and that you're not a criminal. So you have to pass a background check. So then after that, then you can, basically become a substitute teacher and get exposure through K through 12. But then again, you've got your professors to talk to too. It's like how they became teachers. That's neat, actually. Do you know what you want to teach? Or what areas interest you?
Definitely like history interests me, and then also weirdly enough I've always kind of enjoyed like chemistry and biology. I haven't decided which route I want to go down yet, but
that is interesting.
Yeah, they're very, very different, but I think I'd start as just like a high school teacher and then figure out what I like from there.
Yeah, well, good stuff.
Very cool. And I'm Matt Johansson. I'm the first intern, or I guess intern number 1. And one of my career aspirations I've always had is to own my own business. As far as what that business is, I still have no idea. Still trying to figure that out.
Me too. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Business. Okay, I was
That's
sorry.
all I've got.
It was like, I think all of us would want to own our own business. Knowing what I know about you guys there, and knowing what you know about me and stuff. I had this problem too, where I was just sat in school here at UVU, and I was like, what in the heck do I want to do business with? And I started off with DollarProbs, and now there's like a billion other things I want to try, but it will happen. So it's possible. What about you?
So my name is Alex, and like Derek said, I'm the guest on this podcast for today. And my aspirations is to eventually fly for Delta Airlines.
Delta, not Southwest?
Not Southwest, not United.
They have a great culture, I hear, at Southwest.
I feel like Delta has the better customer service representatives and just overall a better company.
Okay. And how far are you into schooling and flight school, and where are you on that spectrum?
So right now I do have my commercial pilot rating, and I'm currently working on my multi-engine pilot rating, so I can fly planes with 2 engines, because that's what a majority of commercial pilots do, is fly planes with 2 engines. And I'm also currently working on becoming a certified flight instructor, and that's a way for me to get the required number of hours needed in order to fly for SkyWest to then fly for Delta.
Now, talking business, Alex and I have talked before, which I still think is a good idea. Maybe not right now in the midst of coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic here, but do you guys think it would be plausible to have a small airline business, a small little airplane charter company that would fly students at BYU and UVU from the Provo airport up to Boise or Rexburg, to connect with that BYU rides and people who have friends in Idaho. So we're connecting the colleges there.
See, I feel like that there's enough demand for it, because you have all these people and all these families who live in Utah County, Salt Lake County, even down south. But then people want to go to BYU for schooling, but BYU is so expensive, so they choose the alternative route and go to BYU Idaho up in Rexburg.
Very subjective statement right there, that BYU is very expensive. I'm sorry, I'm biased, but we'll keep going.
We'll discuss that at a later point. But instead of having to drive that 6 hours from Rexburg to Provo or vice versa, why don't we just get a small airline company started and do flights from Provo to Rexburg for these students so that way they can visit their families still. They don't have to drive for 6 hours, put miles on their cars, and so on.
And how long is it again, you said? How many hours is it from Provo to...
Flight-wise, depending on the plane, you could get it down to probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Is that worth it? An hour and a half airplane
Hour
ride
and a half.
for $30 or $40,
Yeah.
maybe 50.
The more people you can cram into that airplane, the better.
Versus
because
a
it obviously
6-hour
lowers the
drive.
cost.
Yeah. No, I would be in favor of that. So we got to find a way to do that still.
Yeah, definitely.
Team up with Matt. He'll be much better at finances than I will be. in
So
crunching
it's
numbers.
about a 4-hour drive to Rexburg.
Oh, okay.
So
Would you be willing to
but,
pay for
hold
that?
on,
But you have
you
to
gotta put into account the cost of gas.
and
Yes.
wear and tear on your car, and
How many miles is it?
And you're not going to make that 4 hours
279.
all in one stop because you're going to have
$279.
a potty break and a lunch break.
Let's just call that 300. So we're talking like maybe 570 round trip. That's, it's like 650 miles just to get down to like
Mhm.
Irvine, California. So,
660 from my hometown.
yeah. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe if we find ourselves an airplane stuff there. That's exciting stuff there. So we've got teacher, chemistry, admiration over here from Adam. You don't want to go into the food business and have a restaurant, do you?
Never.
I mean, what if you were just the boss though, like, and you just you owned it, but then they still did everything? Would you do that?
I would, but the thing is you would have to work on the front lines for a very long time until it's successful in order to be able to do
Well,
it.
just hire successful workers.
Yeah, but it's a lot more. There's a lot that goes into it. I've just picked up from working in my current job, where it's like the owners still come in every day to a different store every day just to check and make sure things are going well. And like here, if the store isn't doing well, they have to help out at that store. And then
Give it some TLC there. You guys know
Yeah.
what TLC is? That's good. So teaching, education, public education service.
maybe.
Perhaps in secondary education. High school is nice though. I mean, they are
Yeah.
older and they still have to do things, but they can still actually sit down and be quiet if they need to be quiet.
Yeah.
First and second graders, there's no faith in humanity at that level. So that, and then entrepreneurship, I suppose, own your own business. Do you want to do an MBA, Matt, or
Not right
graduate
away.
school?
Not right away. I've thought about it, but I'll graduate in the spring and I want to take some time off, and then maybe I'll come back for an MBA. But we will see what happens.
Yes, veremos, as they say. And I'm majoring, as you know, in fake news, aka political science, and that is in and of itself a bizarre world of politics and stuff there. So today we're going to go over finances, or we're going to start off with social media, then finances, then we're going to look at some graph things with some bulb costs there, and then we're going to look at our light bulbs and actually figure out how to pack these. I sent some notes. I was crunching some numbers today during my lunch break on how we should package these, and we'll go over it to see if that feels good with you guys. Starting off with the finances here. Hopefully you got to look at this here. There are two sheets here. I hope you can see this with the little privacy screen filter on it. So the master finances and the pricing and cost. The pricing and cost is basically that sales packet. It just has the script attached to the front. I combine it in a PDF. The master finances, this is all put out here. Let me make this public here to the world. Did you notice our expenses and revenues? Because they are posted now. So I'll read them to you here. For 2020, we have spent $3,282.85. Now that's down from last year where the expenses was $5,685.86, and down less. It's about half, is 50% below what we spent in the first year of DollarProbs' operations, which was $6,008. We went from 6 to 5 to 3. The grand total in expenses was $14,976.87. The revenues was $45. I only put $1,882 here because now I'm just realizing I forgot to put in revenue for the last 2 years, which was only 3 things. So I will fix that. But basically it's a $14,900, almost $15,000. I mean, we're $50, less than $50 away. We're $42 away from me having spent $15,000 in all of this. So that's how it goes and stuff. But everything is up though. I mean, so there's no secrets. All the finances, the records and stuff, I've updated them. I posted them on here. You can pour through that and read it through. I've got this for January, but it goes all the way down to October and September and stuff. So I put in the quantities and everything. So everything is up. You should be able to see everything. If you have questions, you can ask me and I'll certainly be more than happy to answer them about that. You'll never work for someone ever again who will be so proud of their incredible loss, their net loss on the company's books. So the sales thing, so this sales document here, you can look at this too and stuff. Well, you will have to look at this later and stuff. This should have all the information. Again, I don't think you can see that very well, but so what this is, it just goes over, you fill it out. And above, I put in what it should be, what it should look like. You just need to type out exactly as I formatted at the top. So if it's, you put the date that they were contacted, the scheduled delivery date, the date delivered, did they pay or not? That's to put in later. Then you put in the payment method. If they didn't pay, then why not? Then you would put in, because they weren't home or they pretended and said, we'll just pay you later, or they, whatever and stuff. Or then you put in the sale amount. Then I put in like types of bulbs and you can like type that in so it's easy to know how many they want. Then the customer name, you put in who it is, their address, their phone number. Hopefully it's their cell phone. We can confirm that, not just a home phone, so we can text that too to be like, hey, we're on our way. Their email. And then if you feel the need to, or if it would help, then ask for a description of the house or apartment. And like, just to make sure is it like a brown house? Is it a blue house? Does it have a car in the front so we can know it's yours? If you're like in a condo and it's really hard to tell, like, are you the one that has like the pumpkins out front or, and then you put your name and then there's notes at the end for like extra side things where it's like, I put in as an example, inspired by you, Adam. I said, lady answered and was in good mood. Has cats, don't be late, doesn't have Venmo. So that was a made-up note there. The cats part was inspired by, not the lady part.
You're welcome.
And then extra info. So that should be like everything we need to like actually know who this is we are trying to drop a box off at. So you will have to fill it out, obviously, for these people that you see and stuff there. And fill out everything exactly with good detail and try not to leave anything empty because obviously we'll be missing information. So that is public there. And again, it's in the finances. You can go in there and then we'll just, input your information and then we'll just all use the same sheet and stuff. And it has a filter so we can filter as time goes on, but it should be pretty clear to use. You can have it open up and stuff there. Any questions so far on that? Or does that sound good?
You can read. You should be able to do it.
That is correct. That is correct. Now finances. Actually, Matt, tell Alex what our goal used to be for our monetization of this podcast, which I did try to do some sharing on my social media to help boost awareness, although I didn't do it every day, which I should have.
We had a goal of 10 cents per week to make. And then we also had a goal of 30 cents per week. And I think after we set the 30-cent goal, we made like 2 cents. And so we went back down to like a 10-cent goal per week.
We are going to be able to dig out of that 14.9 hole pretty darn soon at that rate, right? 2 years, if it happens every day. And it's not every day. So today, the current balance, all of you have access to this. You can look at it, except for Alex. You do not have access. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We're at
almost at $1.
90 cents. Can you believe that? 90 cents. Think of all the things that you cannot buy with 90 cents.
Candy bar.
No, you're right. You can't buy that. Yeah. Okay. So 90 cents. When I look down here at the very bottom, these stats, I mean, again, this is hard. This is a challenge. Because I'm not proactive in this either. Sunday, October 25th, we had 15 impressions that resulted in 4 cents. Monday, the 26th, we had 2, which resulted in less than 1 penny. So I don't know how they felt so bad they rounded it up for us. Tuesday was nothing. Wednesday, the 28th, so yesterday there was 4 that resulted in 1 penny. And today, Thursday, it says 0 so far. So Alex, if you go home tonight again and you go to, if you type in DollarProbs Startup Company on Google or put my name in or something, or just, you should find it on the actual Spreaker.com website. You play around, you click download for fun. That will give us 2 pennies.
Okay.
If we all do it, it'll give us 8 pennies maybe. Let's shoot for $1 from 90 cents to $1 if we can all commit to rigging the system and giving ourselves 2 cents and download 1 or 2, maybe 2. That might double it. 2 podcasts, play them, and then skip to the end, let the ad play, and then exit out, and then do it again in a private browser. I don't know. Maybe it might work. We might hit our $1 goal next week. I'm pretty excited. Let's do that. Does that feel good? Does that feel ethical?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel ethical, but
Ethical,
I mean, it's okay. But that's about this point. What can you do? Let's talk social media before we come back to these bulb graphs, because that is super interesting. I have not looked at them in detail, but I want to look at them. We're going to go over that together.
I'll go first.
All right.
Twitter.
Give us an update here. Where are we standing right now?
So this past week we gained 1 new follower.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we're at 9 followers.
9 followers. Can you believe that? Now, how many we had at the beginning? Like 4?
We started off with 4.
So on your resumes, you were going to put that like I
Doubled the
following. I mean, that is 100% increase, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right,
our
keep going.
followers have gone up a little bit. I've been trying to work on that by following people and posting consistently. And with Twitter, I mean, obviously you have the 140 character limit, and so the point of Twitter is just shorter posts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been trying to do just those, just short posts, even 1-sentence posts, like inspirational stuff.
Uh-huh.
So just something that pops up and it's easy to read, something inspirational or just a quick little fact about LEDs.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. And then again, just following a few people and trying to get that following up with Twitter. So it is going pretty well. I mean, we got 1 new follower, so.
Do you know who it is? Can you see?
Let me see.
I hope it's not some rando unknown person.
Yeah,
Forgive me if they're offended and they ever hear this podcast.
Follower was Extraterrestrial Media.
Oh, okay. So a company.
Yeah. So
okay, that's not bad. That's good. Extraterrestrial. I hope it's a legitimate news site or whatever, but we'll see. We've been working on our Twitter, Alex, to try and improve things, and it's a little sad.
Pinterest, which was once our thriving social media,
it's like a toddler before we killed it.
Is down 82% on impressions. So we're down to 1,000, which means that we're up to like 12,000, I guess that would be.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
We had a height of like 240,000 impressions a month.
And then our audience hasn't really grown. It's still around 870.
That is a bunch of red I see on your screen there, Adam.
Yeah, I know. Engagements in this past month.
Yeah.
33.
33. Now that, as bad as that sounds, that is bad with these numbers, especially. That is actually still the highest among all the other platforms. Facebook. What else do we have? We have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Now, I also noticed with our Instagram, it's pretty consistent with the posts that each of you do each week. About 4 to 8 people will like it consistently.
Yeah.
I have not noticed a serious pattern, though, in the same people, though. Sometimes it's like, I've noticed.
There's 2 people, between 2 and 3 people that like every post.
Okay. There are, sometimes I see where, like, one business will like 10 photos at once, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Are they doing that and then I'll go and I'll like 10 of those just to see if like whoever their social media person like notices and stuff. So you're always welcome to like and pin other things or tweet other things you see on these DollarProbs accounts there. You're more than welcome to engage and play around on that too. And
also on the Pinterest, one of the bio thing says find a service, offer a service. Is that the old slogan?
That is. Our actual slogan is like mad skills to pay bills.
Yeah.
Moolah for Eula. But that does need to be updated actually.
Okay, because I was just noticing that. And I was
Can you update that this week, Adam? Because I think, is it you on social media this week?
I
the main poster?
don't know.
Did you do it this past
I
week?
did it this week.
Okay.
This last week.
Did you post anything this past week?
No.
Okay, so then you will be on for this week then.
Got it.
Okay, so if you do that, and then if you can update that on Pinterest,
Pinterest.
make something about LED light bulbs there,
Mm-hmm.
One thing that makes me sad is on Instagram you can't actually click on a link. Like when you like the description of the photo or the picture of the video or whatever, like you'd have to like copy the whole thing and paste it in and then cut out the extra words, right? Or can you like link it to the picture like a link?
Not on Instagram. So in your bio, you can put a website. And so whenever I post the new podcast or post about a new podcast in one of the links, then I'll put a story that says there's a link in the bio because you can put a
Oh, so that's
in
what
your
that
bio.
means.
And so I always put the bio or the link to the news podcast in the bio so they
Okay.
can click on that.
That's good. I like that. Let's continue that there. LinkedIn. Do we get LinkedIn too?
I
I posted one thing on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
this
I
last
haven't
how
been
I found
consistent
about
on
those.
LinkedIn. I've done posts, and I don't think I did any this last week,
Okay, that's okay.
unfortunately.
I've never even opened LinkedIn.
That's okay, like,
Not very many people have.
if you can open it this week, Adam, and throw something in there, that would be good.
Alright.
Let's put 2 or 3 posts in there this week. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at with social media. It's just kind of this little like turtle in the back corner, but it's there, and I am happy we have it though. We need to still find ways to unlock it and unlock your potential there. All right, Matt, can you explain these graphs to us here? I've got these pulled up here. I guess if you notice a trend there, because what I discovered when I was making these little sell sheet financing is that it depends. Like, just because you buy a lot of light bulbs doesn't mean it's necessarily cheaper than if you bought a few. Like, it jumped around is what I sense. Is that correct from your findings?
Yeah,
as I
a
look at
little
this?
bit. I mean, the graphs are pretty simple. It's just the y-axis is a dollar range from $0 to $5, and the x-axis is just a quantity in fives of light bulbs. And so, for the most part, the more you get, the cheaper it is. As you,
Okay, I see how
especially
it.
for the first deal,
Okay,
and
I'll
then
show
it'll
you
start to
here
jump
because
around a
it's
little
hard
bit.
to do that with them. But I see it starts. Yeah, it's like it starts high and it goes
Mhm.
down.
Starts high and goes down, and then it does jump down a little bit where there are a few, it's within a few cents where if you
Sounds
get
a little
5 more, it
mini-like.
looks like it is a little more expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
generally it stays on a
Slight
pretty flat
differences.
line once you get past a certain point.
Yeah, and yours does not have to look the same there. I wanted you two to do it both for all 4 of them,
Mm-hmm.
but separately, so we still had different variations, just for
Okay.
visualization.
Do
there.
you see all 4 there?
Yeah, I'm looking at all
I
4 right
did
here.
4 different tabs for it.
So when we sell one light bulb, we're charging $4, and I just did it the same across the board because that was easiest to keep things universal to start off with there. So if you notice, it was increments of $4 going up to each plan and stuff there. That is interesting because I was so perplexed by this little like up and down. Like, that is interesting to me.
I didn't look too much into it. I didn't see why it was
It's
like
not
that.
concerning. Like, it's not like bad. It's just
Yeah,
because usually it's gotta go one way or the other.
So for this, you want me to do the same exact thing?
Yeah, just the same thing, but in your own style, I guess,
Okay.
if that makes sense there.
Yeah.
Just do it for each light bulb, and the cost will be so we know it's 0 to 5 and 5 to 100 in increments of 5 there.
Okay.
So we can just see in another way there. Maybe if there is a way, you can like expand this right here to show more closely detail in this. Now that we've seen this overview,
Mm-hmm.
to see that might be good there. Or if you can like somehow add in just the figures. I know you can do this. I just don't know what the best way would make it to look like, just so it fits nicely.
Mhm.
I mean, even if you had to stretch it out further wide, but like to show the actual numbers so we could see. Yeah, a labeled value, I guess is what you call it there. So that's good there. Looking at it here, do you guys have any questions about this here, the sales packet thing, which is just those numbers? I worked very hard, like 20 minutes trying to resize. I don't know how to, I'm not an expert at Excel, but like I resized that so it could like take up more of a page there for all 4 light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
And that sized up there so you can see, got the picture of what the bulb is so we don't get it mixed up, and then all the costs. And then the information that you're taking is that last one, customer cost per bulb,
Got it.
the very far end one on the right side. And these numbers actually are not that scary. Like, I was afraid that like, oh my gosh, like we are going to be charging people $20 a bulb to make this work out. If it would work out, of course. But it's not that bad because like when I see that it goes, okay, one bulb is $5. That's just going to cost a lot because it's one bulb and it's a lot of oversight. And so we better make it worth it for one bulb, to steer it into just doing a tier instead of that. 5 bulbs, the cost for the customer, and that'll cost them $20 for 5 bulbs. And that's $4 a bulb. That's kind of high. It's on the higher end, of course. It's not insanely high though. We're like average, if not just a tiny bit higher above average, is what I would say when you look at the store prices there. But when we get down to like $2, $2 and $3 for these bulbs, that's really not that bad. That's actually like, we're paying 83 cents for this bulb, the round, yellow, soft white ones. And then, you add on like another $2 to make up for the shipping and packaging and everything else there. And then we add on I said to that email to Ryan, I said, like, if there's 4 of us, then we'll just split $20 between 4 people. If there's 3 people, then we'll just do between 3 people and stuff there. And I kept the cents on because this is like 2.15, 2.27, and the final price was not even zeros like we agreed upon. I guess in that sense, I did go against you guys and take out the zero. Here I am, like, do you want zeros? Yes, I like zeros. And then all of a sudden, okay, there's no zeros. Well, it's not like that. I just, when I was doing it, I was like, okay, it's just, I did not know how to like round it out and like take care of the other like 28 cents and stuff. So I was like, let's just add on the like $4 increment to split up. But then if you want, we can still split up the little cents. They're like 17 cents, 99 cents, 32. Or, which would be, or we can just take the cent and just put it as a company thing. Just throw the 36 cents back in the bank account for the main company. And then we split the whole dollars. What would you prefer? Or I guess, what do you think about that?
Cents don't really matter to me, so you can kick it back.
Okay, how do you feel now?
I agree with that.
I'd stick with the whole dollar.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Just keep it simple.
And you have no financial
None whatsoever.
secret motive, so you are an independent source speaking for us tonight. See, I feel bad saying that because I'm like, I have to make sure you guys agree because I don't want to do it without your approval, you know? Okay, so that's basically what it is. And I just did it for these, all 4 sheets. And there's a link in the top left corner that you could click on and go to Walmart to find them.
Okay.
I've discovered, so this should be like super easy, like know where exactly they are. These bulbs, you cannot find them at Walmart in the store. Like the general, the cheap, the small box, the 12 box of these green ones, and these green ones. So the 2 green boxes, those are very easy to find. You can usually find them at all the Walmarts. Well, at least what I've been to in American Fork and Pleasant Grove or Lehigh and stuff there. As for the blue boxes, they are like never there. They have never been there since the first day I bought them a long time ago. Weeks ago. I've had to buy them online. It's better to ship them rather than to do pickup because if someone buys the store, then that will take precedence over the online order to pick up. Then they'll cancel your order and say, oh, sorry, we already sold this, so try again. So just ship it. It guarantees us the stock, But you can only buy usually between 1 and 5, usually 1 to 3 boxes per, because they just don't have that quantity in the store. So it would take a long time and stuff there. So that's the trick there. But they should always be on Walmart to buy there and stuff. The green ones are easy. The blue ones are hard to find. And even then, you can only buy them in just such small quantities. It's like basically like if we were only doing it sale by sale, like if we sold some, then we buy some, it would be like we would have to like buy all the time, I guess. I don't know. So hopefully these move fast. And I actually am afraid, I think we have more green ones than blue ones. And I'm afraid the blue ones would be more popular because of like the white. But then maybe people don't want to be hit by like polar ice blue white light.
It depends on how many lumens it puts out.
750.
Which isn't bad.
And 700.
Because
this is 650. So
I bought some bright daylight light bulbs that put out 1100 lumens.
Mm-hmm.
And that is blinding.
And these are half that.
So,
these are half that.
Exactly.
I showed, we looked at the lights and stuff. They're not, I don't think they're overpowering if they'd be in your house. They're not like, again, they're not, this is great value Walmart. I do want to read over this legal thing. Did you look at the legal thing there, Matt?
No.
Okay. Let's look at this really fast
I
here.
see that.
So the formal term for what we're doing is arbitrage, retail arbitrage. Do you remember that term?
Oh, yes.
Retail arbitrage, it's just the act of buying a stock of products from a retailer and sell it again at a higher price. It would ideally score you a profit, but there's a few things that make it trickier than it is. Obviously, it's more complex than just buying it at Walmart and stuff. It is a great start to beginning entrepreneurship, and it's a temporary business. It's a very short life term because if you have any problems, trouble, then you stop and stuff there. Here's a big issue. This is why it's important for you guys to read it. Is it legal? A huge concern you might have is whether retail arbitrage is legal or not. In short, the practice is perfectly legal. According to the U.S. Supreme Court, a retailer cannot stop someone from reselling their products if the merchandise has been legally acquired. So all you need to practice retail arbitrage in all pieces of mind is a receipt from the store where you bought the stock. We have those. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it doesn't come without challenges. You might face harassment from the people who actually own the brand and the company stuff there. And if there's nothing else to stop you, some brands might try to intimidate you into stopping commercializing the products if you're not an authorized reseller. Another concern is customer retention. They might be like, oh, you're not a real sourcer of them, so I don't want to, I'm not concerned about that there. So you read over this. The other important thing there is this from a law firm article, this one here. There's a legal term called the first sale doctrine, but there's just one sentence I want to read to you guys here. For example, if you purchase a widget directly from Acme, and Acme is a company that widgets a product, in its original packaging, then you can resell that product as an Acme widget using Acme's registered trademark. You are using the Acme trademark to identify the source of the goods you are reselling. The first sale doctrine provides a strong defense in a lawsuit by Acme for trademark infringement for reselling an authentic product in its original packaging. However, if you open the box and you put it in your own packaging with creative illustrations like a sticker label on it with a permanent mark or something, you could be liable for trademark infringement were you to attempt to sell that product as new. But the key here is it says in the article, you have to credit it to the company. So I interpret that as we don't, of course, if you're asked, then you need to say, yeah, these are great value light bulbs. They're not DollarProbs branded light bulbs specifically. We're reselling them, I guess as DollarProbs, but we owe all the trademark and credit. It's appropriate respect to trademarks of great value and Walmart Corporation and stuff. So in the next round of stickers that we get, I'll add in that little disclaimer at the bottom and say, these are great value bulbs. So it should not be a sad, scary secret. It's just, we can tell them up front. We'll just face it and say, yeah, these are just great valuables that we source from Walmart and stuff there. So that we're still in compliance here. Okay, that's about it I have from that here. The number totals, what were those? Let's read over those real fast, just so we can hear it on the podcast. What were that text I sent you, the picture and stuff? What did that say? If you guys can read that here. It's how many lights we have, how many boxes we can make with them, and how many go in each box.
Okay, so I've got that pulled up. So for the round yellow.
You read the first two, and then Adam, can you read the second two?
Okay, so for the round yellow, it's 144 total, 7 boxes, and then 20 LEDs. What did you say those numbers meant? So 144 total light bulbs.
That's how many we have in these bags. So 144.
7 boxes of these.
7 boxes
and
of those 144.
20 LEDs can fit in each box.
And then 20. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the round daylight, 72 total bulbs. Make 4 boxes with 15 LEDs each.
Okay.
And then the flat yellow?
Sorry, the flood yellow and flood daylight. That's what that meant. I should have clarified that.
Flood yellow is 80 total, 5 boxes with 15 LEDs in each. And then the flood daylight is 48 total with 10 boxes and 10 LEDs in each.
That's right. And then with those extra 24, those are the flood yellows. We'll figure that out at the end with the extra boxes, what we should put in them. That's what we'll make tonight, hopefully. But let's end it there. We'll make our packages. We'll do it according to this. I think it's best if we've got all our light bulbs here.
Okay.
They're like, you can hear that. We got all these light bulbs. 300 and, I don't know how many it was, 300 something. I'll just package right here. Hopefully they don't break and they don't shatter and stuff, but we'll still treat them nicely. And then we'll package them. I think it'd be best if we package it one bag at a time. So we don't like pull out 10 different bulbs at once. It's just one brand, one type first, and then move on to the next one. The sticky notes are to label it so we know, okay, these are the round daylights and there's 15 inside there. So we can label each box so we know what's in the box. After that, if there's just time, I hope we can, if you're okay with that, if we can just grab one random person in the hallway, hopefully we can find someone. And if not, then we'll use Alex. And we'll just like run through a script for like 5 minutes, each of us. And then we'll be off to start the week and stuff. I did forget the stickers in the sense that they literally were in American Fork's hands, the USPS, as I was driving from my house to here, but they hadn't come to the house yet. So I'm extremely saddened by not having the labels. Anything else you guys want to say in 15 seconds? Your last hurrah?
Later.
See ya.
Good luck.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening to us today.